Hello everyone. Today we will listen to the comments of a Kremlin spokesman, Peskov, about the sensational investigation of Russian politician Alexei Navalny.
Let's begin.
The investigation into Putin's palace, according to the president's press secretary, contains nothing but pure nonsense, and he does not advise the filmmakers to transfer money. The presidential press secretary assured that the film released by FBK, which has already been watched on YouTube about 21 million times, contains nothing but unfounded statements, pure nonsense and compilations. At the end of this wonderful material, account numbers are indicated with a request to transfer money there. It seems to me that this is probably the main task of such materials, such pseudo-investigations. This is precisely the main such scam, said Peskov, quoted by Interfax. We warn all citizens, especially given such a large number of views, think before transferring money to such really swindlers, said Peskov. The FBK published the investigation into Putin's palace on January 19. The investigation describes the plan of the complex, and also shows pictures of the buildings and video footage taken from a drone circled around the complex. Its authors claim that the architectural plan of the object was provided by one of the important contractors who worked on the arrangement of the palace. The total cost of construction of the facility is estimated by FBK at 100 billion rubles, and the cost of building the main three-story building of the complex, at $1 billion. Navalny and FBK conclude that the complex is connected with the head of state on the basis that, according to their data, state-owned companies and businessmen who are familiar with Putin took part in financing the construction and maintenance of the facility, and security services are protecting the territory. The Russian president, according to his press secretary, has nothing to do with the complex of buildings on the Black Sea Cape Idokopas in the Gelendzhik region, which is called the Palace for Putin. Quote, the president is imputed to the property that which does not exist. All property of the president of Russia is declared by him annually, Peskov noted. At the end of this wonderful material, account numbers are indicated with a request to transfer money there. It seems to me that this is probably the main task of such materials, such pseudo-investigations. This is the main scam, said Peskov, commenting on this Wednesday in an interview with reporters. Publication. We warn all citizens, especially given such a large number of views, think before transferring money to such less than greater than crooks, because the methods of withdrawing money from the population from these crooks are constantly improving. Think 10 times. Called the representative of the Kremlin. Peskov noted that the Kremlin got acquainted with this publication by Alexei Navalny's FBK. We have been talking for a long time and have recently repeated that we have long known about the prepared and impending information attacks on the head of state. They were and, unfortunately, will continue, the Kremlin spokesman said. According to him, in this case, the president is charged with something that does not exist. All property of the President of Russia is declared annually, set out in the published annual declaration, the press secretary stressed. In his opinion, the publication, nothing new is presented, since this topic was thrown in 3 or 4 years ago. In this case, it is overflowing from empty to empty. We have already tried to use these insinuations many times, and often without even burdening ourselves. This was 4 years ago, and now, at least with minimal attempts to somehow prove something wrong, but at least to illustrate, the Kremlin spokesman said. In his opinion, the only novelty is that editing stories are used here. In a pool in a certain palace, there are shots with Putin swimming in the Yenisei, shots that less than greater than have gone around the whole world, Peskov said as an example. According to him, the published pseudo-investigation has nothing to do with either the president or the Kremlin. Quote, therefore, we do not have the slightest desire to become interested in this, the press secretary explained. Answering a question about why the Federal Security Service (FSO) is guarding the palace, which is referred to in the publication, a Kremlin spokesman called this statement an absolutely unfounded statement. This is pure nonsense and a compilation, there is nothing else there, the Kremlin spokesman said. He also did not comment on the materials included in the investigation, with reference to the Stasi archives about Putin's colleagues in Germany, including joint photographs, noting that he had not studied this material in such detail. I cannot answer, I haven't gotten to know this in detail and I don't know what it is exactly about, said Peskov. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click on the like.